Can't say it while here. Today we are reading another chapter of the Garrence fanfiction. It's chapter 11. Chapter 11 is called Overprotective Lawrence / Jean. And before we start this chapter, it has a warning. Trigger warning. Let's see what this trigger warning's about as we read on. Today's chapter is starting off with Garth's point of view. I woke up the next morning and went downstairs to make myself some breakfast. As I was done making my toast, I got a knife and put some peanut butter on it and start to spread it on the toast. Just then, I heard Lawrence come downstairs. I looked at him. "Good morning, handsome," I sang, which made Lawrence blush. That is adorable. "Morning, Gargar," he replied between yawns. He looked at me and saw what I was doing and went wide-eyed. "Garth," I was confused. "Yes?" I asked. "How about I do that for you? You don't want to hurt yourself," he asked. "How can I hurt myself while spreading peanut butter on toast?" No thank you, Lawrence. I can do it myself. I'm a grown man," I said, continuing to spread peanut butter on my other slice of toast. He ran over to me. "Please, let me do it," he said. I sighed and gave him the knife. "Fine." And I stepped aside so he can do it. What is wrong with him today? I watched him as he's spreading the peanut butter. Then he stopped and put the knife in the sink. "There we go. Done," he said, and put my toast on a plate and gave it to me, smiling. Okay, thanks," I replied. I grabbed the plate and decided to eat in the living room and watch TV. Lawrence came and sat down next to me. "So, Garth," he said. I looked at him. "Yes?" I asked while taking a bite of my food. "Do you want to go out today? Like a road trip?" he asked. "I don't know. It depends where." "I don't know either. That's why I asked you." "You know, I'm terrible at this kind of stuff, Lawrence." "I am too. And another I asked is because so we can both brainstorm together." Okay. How about we ask Vlad? He always used to travel a lot." "Okay, good plan." I'm not sure Vlad is in the mood to talk, but just to get Lawrence to be quiet, I did anyway. "Gargar, I know you probably aren't in the mood to talk, but me and Lawrence need your help. Little P." "With what?" Gargar, "On traveling." Little P, "Why exactly?" Gargar, "Because me and Lawrence want to go somewhere, but don't know where to." Little P, "I don't know, Starlight, Love Paradise, our hometown, Ocassis, before we moved to my street." Gargar, "Okay, thanks, little bro." Little P, "No problem." I smiled and looked back at Lawrence. "Okay, here's some examples we could go to. 1, Starlight. 2, Love Paradise. 3, my hometown, Ocassis." I said. "We shall go to Ocassis," he replied. "I don't care, you choose. I just want to get out of the house," I facepalmed. "Oh my Irene, Lawrence. We were out of the house yesterday. I'm starting to rethink on this vacation or travel, whatever it is thing, and not to go at all," I said. "Okay, fine, geez." I rolled my eyes and got up, setting my phone down, and went to put my plate in the sink and head upstairs. "Where are you going?" Lawrence asked with concern on his face. "I'm just going upstairs for Irene's sake. Stop asking questions." "To do what?" he asked, obviously ignoring what I just said. "In my room, none of your business." I walked up the stairs and into my room and sat on the edge of my bed. What's with Lawrence today? That's when Lawrence came in and sat down next to me. I looked at him, obviously annoyed. "What?" I asked. "Nothing," he said. Can I just be alone for a while? Like Garth time?" I asked. He nodded and walked out of my room. I collapsed back and my head hit my pillow. Then sooner or later, I dozed off to sleep. Time skip with hearts and other stuffs. "Ow!" I yelled. I sat up, rubbing my back of my head. I fell off of my bed and hit my head on the nightstand. It hurt so fucking much. That's when I heard footsteps running up the stairs to my room. The door slammed open. "Garth, are you okay? I heard a bang and you just screamed in." That's when he noticed I was on the floor and ran over to me. "What happened?" he yelled. "Lawrence, I'm fine," I stuttered, trying to fake a smile. It actually hurt, like I said before. I just didn't want him to worry too much. "You're not fine. You're stuttering. We need to get you to a hospital." "Wait, hospital? No, we don't. I'm not going to that. Back to that hell of a place. Lawrence, I always stutter, remember? And we don't need to go to the hospital. I'm fine. Really, I just fell out of bed. What does stuttering have to do with any of this? I asked, and shook his head. And he shook his head. Never mind that. Come on, we gotta take you. I stood up. I'm fine. See, you have to trust me. I yelled. He hugged me tight. Okay, I trust you now. I hugged him back. Good. I let go of him. Now, I'm going back to nap, I said, then laid back down to rest, and Lawrence left my room. Lawrence's point of view. Thank Irene he was okay. As I closed the door behind me, I saw Zane. What do you want, One Eye? I asked. You know he isn't dying, right? He said. I nodded and crossed my arms. Of course I knew that. What would you make you think that? I asked. Because I could hear you screaming and panicking about him needing to go to the hospital, when really he just hit his head on the nightstand. I rolled my eyes. I just don't want him hurt, so shut up. You're the same with Travis, I said. He blushed. No, I'm not. Shut up. He yelled, then left to his room. I chuckled and went downstairs and sat on the couch. Garth left his phone here. Should I look in it? No. Lawrence, stop thinking that way. I sat his phone on the table and sat back down on the couch. 3 hours later. As I was making dinner, I thought about Garth. He couldn't sleep that much till 5 o'clock. That's impossible. Actually, Lawrence, it is. It just depends what time you went to sleep. I've done it before. So, I went upstairs and checked on him. He was sitting up on the edge of his bed looking down. Garth, you okay? I asked. He looked up at me and smiled. Yeah, I'm okay, he said. Are you sure? I asked, getting even more worried. Yes, I'm sure. You're lying! I could tell, please, just tell me. I was unnerved. I'm fine, he snapped. I sighed. Okay, I'm making dinner, so come downstairs when you're ready. I said, then left his room and back downstairs to the kitchen. 7 p.m. Garth hasn't come downstairs or anything at all. I'm starting to get really worried. So I got up and walked back upstairs to Garth's room and opened the door. I didn't see him anywhere. Garth, are you hiding in the closet again? I said, please be in the closet. I opened the door and he wasn't in there. God damn it, Garth, where are you? I yelled. I'll call Half-Mow. Half-Mow's point of view. So, why did you come over here again? I asked. Garth, because I'm dealing with stuff again and I don't want to get Lawrence involved. Also, he's acting too overprotective and worries too much about me. He replies. Oh, so that's why you snapped at him in your room, right? You were thinking too much? Yes, he replied. You told him where you were going, right? I asked. He shook his head. No. I was about to say something till my phone rang. I looked at who it was, and it was Lawrence. Who's calling? Garth asked. I looked at him. Lawrence. Don't tell him where I am, yelled. I shook my head. I'm sorry. I have to tell him. Hello? Half-Mow Garth is missing, and I do not know where he is, and I'm scared, so something would happen to him. Whoa, calm down, Lawrence. Breathe. Now can you say that a little slower so I can actually hear you? Garth is missing, and I don't know where he is, and I'm scared some things might happen to him. He yelled. It sounded like he was crying. Don't worry, Lawrence. He's okay. How do you know? Because I looked over at Garth, who was giving me a sign to not tell him my side. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't know where he is, but I'm positive I know he's okay. That's when Lawrence became silent, not just Lawrence, everything. Then he finally spoke. Thanks for your time, Half-Mow. He said, then hung up the phone. I got back down next to Garth. Good girl. I rolled my eyes. Anyway, he was crying, Garth, I said. He was? Over me, he asked. I nodded. Yes, he thinks something had happened to you. Do you know why he worries and protects you so much? He shook his head. It's because he loves you. He wants to make sure you're okay. He doesn't want you hurt. He wouldn't know what to do if he lost you, I said. I understand now, he said. I smiled. Good. Now why did you snap at Lawrence? We already talked about this, Afmao, I giggled. I know, explain it again because I forgot, he sighed. It's because I'm dealing with stuff and Lawrence being overprotective and worrying about me. Oh, right, I remember now. Of course you do. Shut up. Garth's point of view. After being at Afmao's, I was walking home. It was 12 a.m. I hoped Lawrence is okay. I heard something behind me, so I turned around and saw Jean, Sasha, and Xenix. Hi? I said. Hello, Garth. Jean said. Why are you following me? I asked. I don't know. Xenix, you say why so little Garth can understand, Jean said. Xenix nodded. Sasha, Jean, and I are so sorry for what we did to you in high school. We're hoping you can forgive us, he said. Why does he want to talk about this all of a sudden? I don't know. I'll think about it, I replied. Cool. Meet us at the cafe tomorrow, Sasha said. Okay. Then they walked away, and so did I. 5 minutes later. I opened the door and saw Lawrence standing there with his arms crossed, his cold, dark blue eyes staring at me and tapping his foot. Hi? I stuttered. Where were you? He said. Mouse? I said as I closed the door behind me. That little fucking freaking liar! You were there the whole time? She was covering for you? I was worried sick about you. Go to your room. You're grounded, he said as he pointed to the stairs. Wait, he's acting like my mother. You're not my mom. You can't tell me what to do. Stop being overprotective. I'm being overprotected of you because I fucking love you and care about you. I love you too, but you don't have to treat me like a baby. I don't treat you like a baby. Yes, you do. Do not. Do too. Your actions right now are so childish. So are yours. Shut up, Garth. No, you can't tell me what to do. Like you control me and my life. Shut up, I'm more responsible in this house, and you and Zane are men, and you two act like children. Most of all, you're the most immature one. You're a mistake. Our love is a mistake. Everything a mistake. Sometimes I even regret being your boyfriend. I just stood there. I said nothing. I just looked at his cold eyes, and he stared back at me. Garth? He said my name more calmly, and his voice soft, but I didn't reply. I was starting to tear up. Garth, I didn't. I interrupted. No, leave me alone, I yelled, as the tears now streamed down my face. Garth, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, he yelled back. He was starting to tear up, too. Leave me goddamn alone. I hate you. I ran upstairs and didn't care if I would trip. Garth, what's wrong? I shoved Zane away and ran straight to my room and locked the door. I could hear footsteps walking downstairs. Must be Zane. But I didn't care. I just wanted to cry, and so I did. Why did Lawrence say that? I cried. Zane's point of view. What the hell was wrong with Garth? I walked downstairs and saw Lawrence standing there with his head hung low. What's wrong with my brother? What did you do to him? I yelled. Yes, I do hate Garth, but sometimes a little brother has to step in. Lawrence stuttered. I crossed my arms and started to tap my foot. I am very impatient. I might have had a fight with Garth and said some bad things. I was now confused. Like that he's a mistake and our love is a mistake and that sometimes I think that I regret being his boyfriend. I growled. Well, you better get up there and apologize to him before I kick your ass, I threatened. Okay, I'm going. Lawrence's point of view. I started walking up the stairs to Garth's room. Then, when I was there, I knocked on the door lightly. Garth, it's me, Lawrence. Can I come in? There was no response. I sighed and opened the door anyway. As I walked in, Garth looked at me. He was in a far corner, just sitting there, hugging his knees and burying his face into them, crying. What have I done? I walked over to him and sat down next to him. Garth, can you look at me? I asked. He lifted his head up and looked at me. His eyes were red from crying so much. Look, I'm sorry I said that stuff to you. That's when he hugged me tight and I hugged him back. It's okay. I forgive you. Oh my god, that's the end of the chapter. Oh god, why would... Jesus, why? Lawrence, why you gotta be such an ass? Garth, you're too forgiving, but yet again, you love him. Oh my god. Jesus, what's gonna happen in the next chapter? We won't know till we know. See you guys in the next video, chapter, whatever. I gotta let this sink in. See ya.